Now that we've got an image open inside of Photoshop, what we're going to have to do now is learn to access that image by zooming in and out of that image. And there's a couple of handy shortcuts that you can remember if you wish, and you can find the vast majority of these under the View menu. You'll notice that by pressing Control and the plus sign, you can zoom into an object, and you can zoom out by pressing Control minus. You can fit the object on the screen, Control 0, and I'll show you what I mean by that. The amount of visible area that's available, Control 0, will fit it into that visible area, as you can see here. It's done so. Another option is Control Alt or Option 0, and that'll automatically put your window, as you can see here, to 100%. If you remember those shortcut keys from before for the screen modes, F shortcut key will scroll through the ability of going full screen. Nevertheless, you can see the differences between those, but remember, Control minus will zoom out and Control plus to zoom in. And that's really handy, but as you can see, when you do in fact zoom into something, you may not want to work in this specific area, so it's handy to be able to move around while being zoomed in. And remember this little handy shortcut. If you press the space bar, your mouse will turn into, your cursor, excuse me, will turn into a hand and allow you to zoom and move around the workspace. This, in fact, is what we see in the Navigator tool right here. So if you open up the Navigator tool, you can recognize that there's a little box in the Navigator tool, and right now it's showing us where we are in relation to that. Also, if you zoom in and out using the Navigator tool this way, and you don't even have to press the space bar, you just move around the Navigator tool and it'll allow you to move around and get really tight and close on certain pixels. And when we're manipulating pixels for use in our Photoshop images, we're going to have to be able to move these around, see how things work. So that's the Navigator tool and how that particular object works. You can see how it's kind of fun to move it around. However, if you don't like to work with the Navigator tool, remember those other shortcuts. There's also another wonderful tool here. It's the Zoom tool, as you might imagine, and Z on your keyboard shortcut will convert your keyboard shortcut cursor into the Zoom tool. So remember, whenever you mouse over any of these tools, take time to look at the shortcut that's associated with it. So this is really useful because rather than Control plus zooming in randomly, as you can see here, it just zooms into the center of the object, and Control minus zooms out. This tool allows you to zoom in specifically on an area that you wish to deal with. So the tip of his tail now, if I just press down and then let go, I'm right at the tip of his tail. And if I want to reverse that process by pressing the Alt key, I get the minus sign. And that minus sign will allow me to zoom out. And specifically, I'm zooming out from the area that I want to. So you can zoom in just by clicking, or you can zoom into a specific area by selecting it.